to look over the top of that 3 in a row that was able to be put together quite nicely. But here's what this best of 7 series layout will look like. Vault, Skyline, Vault, Skyline will be our guaranteed first 4. Any thoughts there, Jay?
The opening vault is a fun one. Obviously, we just watched Omit Brooklyn play this one. They had a score line that didn't even hit 250, but they had a bunch of situations where they were able to fix their mistakes after making a mistake on the map. It's just now in the grand finals, you really want to minimize those mistakes. You don't want to allow them to get full 60 holds at P2. You don't want to be too aggressive on P4 and then spawn your teammates out in the final 15 seconds, banking on a break. Omit Brooklyn needs to make sure their fundamentals are in play, because Royal Spartans, at least what they show in Hardpoint, is that they always got the good plays in the back of their minds. Finally, we're going to get into it. Map number 1 of the grand finals here of Elite Stage 2. Let's get it on, my friend.
Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. See what we get. Royal Spartans looking to kind of, again, just battle against this mid-Brooklyn team that we just saw them on this map. There's a lot of individual gunfight wins that allowed them a chance to really string together a couple of key hard points, but that map did go to game time, as mentioned. So, opening exchange looked good for the Spartans, and one of the things to keep an eye on for the Spartans team, their discipline. When things start to go awry, their ability to hit the brakes and, whoa, pardon me? Wait, it is right. Yeah, Rex was right there. They must have just ran through the door at the same time and bamboozled one another.
Oh, and that now allows the Spartans to win the trade fights. Like Dylan Rex, gotta try to keep your teammate alive there, especially when he has the manners to open the door right in front of you. But the Spartans now walking away with the majority of the time that they could find here at P1. 3 kills do go in favor at the right time for Omit Brooklyn to maintain the right side of the map. So even though they don't find a lot of success on P1, they can make up for it with these here at P2 off the roto.
Indeed, indeed. Okay, see how things start to go here for us as we make our way into this. Nice shots over the top for Craze. He continues to have himself a really solid start.
Oh,
yep,
man.
There we go. Another double. That will really clear space out now for mid-Brooklyn into the hard point and around it. Craze going to go for his routes. Spawns will move a little bit here, though, with Prolutes double, so Craze really has to come back to this play. And, well, he's going to opt, instead of trying to play through halls, to try to get the long-range gunfights. Eventually comes back over to the hallway, but Royal Spartans have broken their way back into the hill.
Yeah, that's a play right there that Craze realistically is not supposed to make. He tried to do the same thing that Yuli and Surreal did to him in the previous series, but hitting that long route with your teammates not finding any kills, that allows the Royal Spartans to spawn in towards the back, find all the easier gunfights, and then eventually break in towards P2. They take the lead by a slim margin. Omit Brooklyn with the kills, able to reinforce the way back on in, but that's one of those plays you just can't afford in this position.
Yeah, very true. Well, Capsule on the exit, gonna take a tally of who rotates across his field of vision. Rex looking to follow up through the front side at mid here, but that leaves Craze and Fellow kind of by themselves. Yeah, they're gonna get essentially taken care of quickly. Yeah, really good motion across the map now for the Spartans. Felony able to stop at least some of the progress in the hard point, but not enough to keep the Spartans away.
Yeah, and if you're the Spartans, you know that you don't have our control, but they haven't been able to contest you over towards B Street. You would like for Prolude to simply just stay down and soak up a lot of that time, because your teammates at the same time are trying to find some success through the middle of the map, but off the respawn, able to rip Felony off of the top side of the truck, instantly hop your way back into the objective. But now with 20 seconds left, we got to start going forward. We got to push through and try to spawn Omit Brooklyn out.
Yeah, we really, really do. Well, here we go. Rex to be the first line of defense, already pushed off. As here come the Spartans on the overextension. Elimination onto 1, gets them into a spot to possibly continue to play through Art. Craze going to give it the spot for now. And actually, Felony's going to spawn way out. So every kill going to be a massive one here, but it's only Spart who could stay alive. And this has been a solid hold initially for mid-Brooklyn.
But instead of Spart playing for the backside, he's just going to commit towards the hard point, win the one-on-one gunfight. You know, he's just hoping that his teammates can eventually try to get into the play, but they're getting chopped down by the ARs on the side of Omit Brooklyn, watching the crosses. We're playing so hard for this P4 rotation, and finally they have some ground. They can make it count. Get aggressive, create some extra layers. You're also finding kill after kill. Crails on 4 in a row. And he knows that the spawns are coming in. He's having himself a great little start to this series.
Yeah, this has been really solid for mid-Brooklyn. Kind of taking what they had already kind of established in their last attempt on this map in the lower finals, right? Like, this really good control. I think it's in particular, like, a lot of credit to Craze, who's just getting active. And if he gets information, it allows them at Brooklyn to know where this break attempt or the setup is going to be is really put together for the Spartans. And they've been a little bit caught off guard here. So really solid start. 13-8 for Craze, 12-8 for Capsule. The SMGs controlling tempo early for Omit.
Yeah, besides that one play from Craze, flipping his spawn out for no apparent reason. He's been having himself a great start to this game. Still almost at a tie game, though, as the Spartans are just trying to soak the time here at P1. Dylan Rex with the SMG. Every time he has one of these in his hand, you best believe he's moving like an SMG. They're able to find the break here for P1, and just how aggressive they are over towards Top Cat, they're making it more difficult for the Spartans to even approach this hill.
Yeah, sure are. Although Rex not going to be able to tally on the cross, so there's an opening here, and it'll be 3 for 2, leaving just Felony left alive up top. And this is where the Spartans will start to really put things together, trying to string this scrap time into initial at P2. Prelude a little bit antsy, though, about has anyone actually hit an overextension. That play through the middle of the map has them kind of guessing if anyone's already at pool. Not the case, and so that will lead to an opportunity for things to kind of get set up. And actually, before the hardpoint opens, Dark will spawn out. Good read from Brooklyn, and now they've got numbers to try to move across the map. Yeah,
they need the numbers, but an unfortunate team kill is only going to slow down their aggression. You're allowing now the Spartans off the respawn. Take some positioning to early contest you before even getting close to this hardpoint. They take the lead by a slim margin, and Omit Brooklyn have been able to even cross that 50-yard line. Dylan Rex from across the map finds a kill. Now you have some pressure from the inside of pool, and Capsule at least finds a double to get them off, but Darkside instantly there to fill the gap.
And this is what I'm talking about when we were loading into this map initially, where the Spartans know how to, like, just take a punch to the face and then immediately cut their losses, get back in, and now they can really start to establish control. Pretty much a perfect P2. Moment off the scrap time, though, where Omit Brooklyn will spawn behind the hill and get the extra 10 seconds or so. But that's fine. The Spartans have given this away and are looking to play for rotation to the left side of the map. But Spart's going to get caught, and there may be a chance here for Rex to hold this angle.
Yeah, but Stuns and A's are going to be able to connect. Gunsy knows we have him weak. Let me just send it on in for the kill. Almost is able to get out with his life, but at least sets a fellow to find that double. Now, you don't have their arc control, but you're finding all the kills in the feed. Let's put someone in towards the hard point. A couple players in the Spartans already spawning out. Capsule with a big one-on-one now forces 3 players all the way across the map. Hey, just locate this last guy in towards Arc, because you do this, and Omit Brooklyn have an opportunity to chain that P3 to P4, but they lose the gunfight.
Yes, they do. A couple of players going to spawn behind P4. Gunsy not fully aware of this yet. Oh, just gets a little jittery looking at Rex crossing through the Arch's windows, and that's enough for Capsule to come up from behind and find the elimination pretty much for free. So really clean here in the last 10 seconds from Brooklyn. Prolute going to create an opportunity for the Spartans to come off spawn and try to play through the extension, but they need to deal with this position topside Art, and that's why. Nice shots from Rex.
And now they're giving up that remaining 15 to 20 seconds of that P3. Don't find any kills off the rotation, so Omit Brooklyn have every single player on this side of the map, and an opening name from from Darkside takes down Capsule. Now you have the numbers advantage. Omit Brooklyn are going to play real safe towards the backside. You can't give them one-on-one gunfight because that's when they're going to be able to pick you off. But Capsule off the repins finds a freebie. Fellow still holding down back cart. They cannot find a way on in.
Yeah. Another one of those moments, man, where Omit Brooklyn finding the punish. But wait a second. There's an opportunity here for the Spartans trying to get around from the back, but the SMGs start to pick it up, and that's exactly what we've been talking about all game long. Capsule, Craze, locking things down. Now Fellow on rotation. Up top in the hallways, finds one that will essentially guarantee this last 18 seconds. Yeah, Dark is going to spawn from behind, but you can already see Capsule's turned. He's ready for it. Craze is there to assist him. And another moment where Omit Brooklyn just utilized P4 to grow their lead.
Yeah, now all of a sudden you blink, they're up by 40. Big holds there. 2 P4s now for Omit Brooklyn. That has been the difference so far in this game. As we head back over towards the P1. Craze with the opening kill. Darkside trying to get something done. A slow start in this hard point. He's been one of those standout SMG players who I've really been growing a lot of faith in so far throughout this elite stage. A 10 and 25 start, you need to try to turn it around because you're only down by 30.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Craze. Yep, that'll be a decent shutdown. More still in front of him, though, as the Spartans really need to do well in this next 45 seconds or so just to kind of keep Omit Brooklyn away from the rotation, but the numbers are looking decent. Trophy able to at least stall out the further push-up as Rex, yeah, good gunfight win around the extension. That's going to put tons of stress on the Spartans, who will also spawn out behind this. So Brooklyn finding some decent time here at the last 10 seconds. The scrap will get over 200 points, and they've got Rex winning gunfights on rotation. This could be the game.
Oh, this could be a moment. that can change the game for Omit Brooklyn. You just got to locate where Prolute is. He's still contesting on the backside, even with an AR in hand. He's trying to make some plays, but he is going to get isolated. So Omit Brooklyn win the rotation over towards P2. They breach that 2-point mark. They can win it here at the P2 if no contest goes down, but Gunsey finds 3 in the feed, almost finds the 4th, and now that's going to lead to a potential Spartans break.
What a play, though, from Rex. Shakes off the stun not once but twice, and he's going to be good for 3 in a row. Looking inside the hard point. Rex just turns up and says, no way, no how.
Oh, my.
5 in a row for Rex. Prolute on the backside, though, this play. Trying to find some way to crack the code. Not going to happen. Cannot win here. Unfortunate little Semtex stick onto Capsidal, but you can see what's happened. Craze Caps already spawning and playing over towards New. 15 seconds of scrap time is going to feel like nothing to this Omit Brooklyn team.
Oh, yeah, not with plays like that, man. Dylan Rex is just flying and frying. Either the AR or the SMG. Now you're up by 60. You had the powerful side of the map for that P3, P4 rotation. Let's just not allow the Spartans to soak up a lot of time here. They're initially going to fight for these spawns towards the back. Dylan Rex gets the perfect read onto Dark Side. Can someone hop in the hard point, though? Yeah,
Craze is going to jump in for now, but a little bit of a contest over through the middle of the map, and more importantly, the ARs are on the backside of this open street through Palms. We'll have the Spartans continuing to at least extend this game a little while longer. Craze in the hill, shut down. Moment here where the Spartans can hang on the hard point. Capsidal, ooh, thought he was going to be dealt with by Darkside, and instead, now he's battling with a couple of different Spartans, but will eventually drop. Everything going back to neutral. 222, 173. 20 seconds to the fight forward. Look at Darkside. He's going to be trying to hit her out through mid.
Yeah, Brooklyn are playing keep away right now, man. They just don't want to allow them any time here at P3. You need to make sure you keep on trading. You don't want to spawn all the way across the map. Thankfully, Capsidal and Dylan Rex are able to find 2. You have the rotation over towards P4, but already a couple kills do go down. Thankfully, Omit Brooklyn spawning at the right time. Once that new hill pops, they're still going to be set up here, but they're in a really tight setup.
Yeah, oh, good shutdown from Capsidal. Let's say there's the 3-member hit coming from the front doors as this battle over towards Art continues to rage on. Spawn out for Omit Brooklyn. Capsidal still hanging in the back. Does he get traded out? No. Whoa, huge gunfight from Rex. Keeps Caps alive, but he can't continue to block the spawn. 232 to 187. Capsidal on 3 in a row, breaking back into the hard point. But you still got the Spartans spawning close. Felony caught outside, gonna be shut down. Trades are decent as Rex gets back into the hill.
Oh, yeah, and you can still win it here. You just need to trade it on out. This way you're going to send in Craze, your SMG Dominator. So far in this map, #1 to look for the final 5 seconds, and he might have got it.
Looks like it's going to be good for it. One more player to deal with his Dark Side, and he will not be able to contest in time. Omit Brooklyn coming out and just winning the map by sheer force of will over the top of P4. Every time we were there, they found 40-plus seconds, and that's the difference maker of an extra 60 overall in the scoreboard.
Hey, if you could dominate the money hill on all of these hard-point games, you're going to stand a pretty good chance. If you go 30-30 or 50-50 on the rest of them, that P4 was their go-to. Had rotations every single time. Walked away with a majority of their hill time at that point every single time.
Yeah.
And Omit Brooklyn, I told you, they a little bit more warmed up. You could just tell by some of those gunfights. Dylan had his moments. Fellow had his moments. Craze was the tone setter in the beginning of that game. And the Spartans right there just weren't ready for that level of play from Omit Brooklyn. They all came out flat. Everyone goes negative. Darkside really doesn't have the best performance there. But you only lose by less than 50 points with that kind of game. So the Spartans, just a little bit late to the party in this series, unfortunately, are going to start down 0-1.
Yep. Wow. I mean, what a start, though, this series. And it's another one of those moments where you look at the Spartans, and again, I kind of called it out while it was happening live. They deal with their losses pretty well. They kind of get some recovery moments, but just no answer for P4. And I think there is, again, the individual hero moments that come through. Rex here over the top of P2 in the highlight reel. We're about to see Capsidal do his work in the backside of P4. And that was, I think, the big difference maker. Right around this point, I thought he was about to get traded, but then Rex comes off spawn through pool and keeps him alive a little while longer. And what a difference that plays into the overall setup onto this map in particular. So, brilliant stuff. Awesome stuff coming through. And we've got ourselves an early edge for Omit Brooklyn as we start to look at what's about to come through on the Search and Destroy.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a skyline. This is what Omit Brooklyn are looking for. The fact that they got these sets of maps in the beginning of the series where their SMDs are going to be straight A bangouts. The hard points are going to be very fun as well with both SMGs dropping 30 plus with 4K damage each. You just allow these guys to have the time that they want, be the aggressors that they want, and the playmakers that they want when they need to be. They take the opening hard point. But now on the skyline, search and destroy. I remember it so vividly versus Omit. When you squared up with that squad, it went down to a 5-5, and it was just consistent plays from Omit Brooklyn through that top hallway. If you are the Spartans, with players like ProLoot and players like Spart, you are going to be able to read these plays or make the adjustments in the middle of these rounds. Just early into these rounds, don't allow them to build that confidence to continue on that they just built in map number 1.
Yeah, it's a really good point. See if they can find a way to manifest that. Because, to be honest, this Spartans team has looked really solid in search. Omit Brooklyn, though, coming off the map 5 winner, have shown that they can hang. Maybe even more than hang. Here we go. Skyline search and destroy. Primed up and ready for us as we get ready to go in map number 2. I won't say it's a must-win map here for the side of the Spartans, but boy, you would love to have it sooner rather than later, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Sooner rather than later. If you can tie the series up at 1, that's the perfect way to have the response off of that losing hard point. You just got to go one round at a time because Omit Brooklyn going to try to run it down on some of these rounds. You can already see on their defense is taking that mid-map away. Not going to allow them any success over at that A-side. Capsule strikes for the first blood.
Yeah. And now you've got an upgrade for Craze to isolate. Yep, in towards Secret. That will work. Gunzy does provide one response. Offense pulling back. They need to re-clear this space in through bedroom. And they're going to go up top this time to see if they can maybe track someone down before they make this rotation across. And, ooh, this is a wide open B site here. And if they can get some clearance and get a look over towards the backside of patio, maybe you get a kill and you can go for an immediate plant. But no, Spart will drop. Craze doesn't have the timing initially on Gunzy, but that will alert the remaining defenders. And, ooh, Gunzy almost actually finds the second win. Not the case, though. And it'll be Omit Brooklyn off to the races here early. Really convincing opening round.
Yep, a tone-setting round at that. So if you're the Spartans, you're just looking like, okay, these guys are going to continuously try to run us down. They found success in the first blood, also find the second kill, instantly put into a 4v2. And even with Gunzy finding 1, just too many numbers on the side still of Omit Brooklyn. They're able to get the read on where the players come on in. Fellow finds the kill, makes it a 1v3. And Gunzy stands no chance there. As Omit Brooklyn secure the first defense. Now they go on the attack, and you could already tell we're about to be banging out through hallway.
Yeah, stuns, nades already there. We've seen this route from Craze before. Just trying to get aggressive, and whoa, Caps Craze out-trade the initial. Help is on the way. Good stun, and Rex will use that to shut down ProLoot from getting an extra trade. Yeah, we've seen Omit Brooklyn try to pull that before. It was just Craze, though, the last time we saw them try to hit that. This time it's Craze and Caps with Rex to follow. Nice look for Gunzy in this 1v3. Makes it a little bit more manageable now down to the 1v2.
Yeah, another 1v3 on the cards here for Gunzy. But now time is not on his side. 30 seconds to work with. Have to try to read what the post-plant setup is looking like for Omit Brooklyn. He at least spots 1, but doesn't have any help. We're going to go for the double chow. Easy round there for Omit.
Yeah, NT, I would say, just trying to get that stun and the reset over towards the bathtub. But you're absolutely right. It's just once they smell blood in the water, it's a very quick pounce. Okay. Omit Brooklyn. I mean, I don't want to say like this is like a given because it doesn't happen all that often in the CDL, but it's like there is something about the team coming out of lower finals immediately into a grands, starting off hot and continuing the momentum. I think especially considering the fact that this is online in nature, so it's just let's get through the vetoes as fast as possible. Let's just load right on up. We don't have to worry about waiting for pomp and circumstance before we get to this grand finals. Let's just load up and see if we can win.
Yeah, and they did it in the reverse sweep fashion too, so their seats are probably lit up in flames right now. Wow, how hot they are. It's already into this round. There's gunfights going down 5 seconds into it. Right now, Omit Brooklyn walking away with the trade. Fights Capsule with the slide. Good enough to find the kill, and he better not have just gotten that second one as well. He had to be weak. There's no way Capsule just did all of that by himself. Look at this guy.
Oh, okay. He was 2 bullets. Yeah, I was going to say, there is a little bit of crossfire setup. Yeah, you see that fellow's right there, so that he must have been able to get a couple of tags in before that shell comes through. But still, regardless, to get both those 2 eliminations, unbelievable. 3-0 up, Omit Brooklyn. And the Spartans are really struggling to get any favorable looks in the first 30 seconds to this point.
Yeah, they gotta slow the game down, man, because Omit Brooklyn are just every single round setting the tone with their aggression. Now you go on the defensive side, you try to take that A-bomb away, but you gain that info, and Omit Brooklyn are instantly out there, about to overwhelm onto Proloot. And he sort of now knows, I gotta back on up.
Yeah, that's all the information you need, though, if you're Proloot. Oh, what a shot this would have been. No, praise will still drop. Yeah, the crossfire shots couldn't got a kitchen or good. Rex now last one left. Takes care of a 1 HP contestant. And no, not going to slip away from this. Here comes the fall down off the staircase. The Spartans are on the board. And that's just good information gathering tactics. I understand it from it, Brooklyn. You're trying to catch someone off guard, but Proloot understands he's probably under pressure. Backs off, finds the intel to counteract that play, and makes good on it.
Yeah, that was sort of like a heat check round right there from Omit Brooklyn. They said everything we've done so far, they haven't had an answer to it, so
yeah.
Let's just try to work our way through underground. I'll even jump out of the sight to go on the left to try to find that kill was crazy. But they instantly all get taken down, so the Spartans able to stop the bleeding. But on the offenses, where you're expecting, okay, let's try to work that objective quick. Omit Brooklyn are meeting you every single time to have a duel off through the mid-map.
Yeah. Well, first blood can be tallied by way of nades, and Dark will follow up with one on bottom side towards Piano. And this round's over, unless... I mean, Rex has been really solid in Search. The last handful of Search maps we've seen, he's been really, really good, especially in that last map 5 and the one from yesterday. But this would be different. 1v4? Probably not, but you never know.
Yeah, you never know. 35 seconds to go. Just needs to try to isolate at least one of these gunfights. Has info onto one, but showed they're good enough there for the Spartans at mid-TV. To find their second round in a row. They're starting to match that pace, Alan. That's the thing, is that Omit Brooklyn, they came out setting the tone early on. Aggression, aggression, aggression. Now, once that heat checks happened in the previous round, they tend to slow the next round down, and Warriors Spartans are like, no, we're going to keep on going fast. Darkside there strikes for a double. Working his way through the bottom side of Chim, basically calls the round in the first 10 seconds. But you need this young man right here to start to come alive, because he's your difference maker to try to match the SMG pressure on the other side.
Quick nades for the defense. Stun check over through mid-map. That lands, but Dark cannot follow up on that. Just gets a little bit deeper in towards Kitchen. Vulnerable position, but he's got Gunsy trying to work with him, and he's got Spart watching his back. Nade lands out of the hands of Craze. He's going to start trying to get the peeking on it, but no, Dark stays covered, finds the first win. But Rex kind of sneaks up onto the bomb site. Gunsy there to provide the trade that he was built for, but there's not enough help from Spart over the top.
Oh my God!
It's the pistol whip. Spart should have been the one watching through the backside of the kitchen table. And Fellow somehow pulls away 2 with the pistol, and now it's just down to Proloot.
Yeah, Fellow he's on point right now. Like, the fact that he's able to walk away with a double with the pistol gives his team a really good chance at securing this round. Proloot left in the 1v2. 30 seconds to go. You're just trying to at least spot someone, but Omen aren't giving you anything.
Oh, Proloot gets the first, though. This route is decent. Does Caps turn to check for this? Surely he doesn't get this for free. Or, I guess he does. Okay. I mean, not the way I saw that coming, and maybe a bit of a miscue there for how Omit Brooklyn wanted to play that 2v1, as both players are really not in spots to help each other. And that puts us all of a sudden to a 3-3 tie after a dominant start from Omit Brooklyn.
Oh, yeah, you can always count on the Spartans to make those mid-round adjustments, but sometimes you just need a little bit of individual skill. And Proloot catching the timing on the Fellow makes it a one-on-one. I'm expecting the comps to come in, especially if you're Capsule. Like, he didn't slide towards the bomb, brother. He's got to be going a different way. But he was thinking Proloot potentially was going to juke the kill cam. Unfortunately, shoots him in the back and ties the game on up. So I'm with Brooklyn now. At least set the tone early on. Got to slow down the game.
Yeah. Well, Dark playing down low. Not going to see too much here, but is still in a spot to possibly follow up, and he's going to make the route through vents. Defense is giving some space to this, not having seen anything yet. It just comes down to will he actually be able to follow up and find any eliminations off this.
So much information gained right now from Craze and Capsule, though, because they took top mid hallway, dropped their way on down to take control of that A site. They sort of have a read. Okay, the play's not coming in here. Let's play a little bit safer at this B point, but Darkside is going to get spotted through underground. Now you're just going to retreat on back to your team. The play most likely is going to commit over towards A now.
Bomb planter for free
Fournette.
there. Yeah, apologies there. I'm getting like USB overload or something on my PC. My mic just like crashed out on me. But
Yeah, I know. You got real loud in my ear out of nowhere. I thought
Sorry,
the
brother.
passion was just dripping out of nowhere.
always,
But,
always is.
But Omit Brooklyn right there, like you said, had a game plan for that adjustment. The mid-round adjustment came in to perfection. They were able to shut down that potential wrap back over towards B, still have that top mid presence so they can instantly try to pounce their way over towards the A site. And we're able to catch them before that bomb even thinks about getting planted. As Omit Brooklyn, we're able to stop the bleeding, take the advantage in the search and destroy. But I'm not going to lie, I'm going right back to that aggression if I'm Omit.
Yeah, why not? Well, this is why not. They're going to stay a little bit more reserved. Fellow's the one with the bomb. So figure that if there is space to gain, it'll be Craze and Caps who try to push forward deep and let this post plant exist maybe beyond the bounds of the normal parts of the site. Good read from Caps. Backs away from this. Is there a chance now to set up Rex to try to get a couple over to top? Double going to work with it. Nades are good. Opening shots, or even better from Rex. Doesn't quite finish off the kill, but I'm sure he's even surprised, like, whoa, that was a lot of headshots. And this will be a complete overwhelming presser play on the A point.
Once that nade opens up with the first kill, Sparty's back down with the great shots out of Fellow. You're allowing your teammates to fly on in and find the rest of them. Now Omit Brooklyn put themselves at game point. Find success in the first blood. Traded out at that A site. Even though they started off the round slow, once they gained some info, they instantly were in those engagements, and now they only need one round to go up 2-0 in the series.
What a start this would be. And what a start it has been. I would love to see that Brooklyn just, again, allow the Spartans to run into them. But no, this time it's going to be a three-man hit. The defense over towards A. Stun will land. Dark will use that as a little bit of information. Semtech's not going to connect. The defense will be happy to say, okay, nothing at A. Let's back up and just, again, receive wherever this hit develops at.
Fellow strikes for the first kill. And now
trade.
Dylan Rex in a position to play the trade. All you got to do is back down if you're Dylan. But he's still going to be in the
Wow.
gunfights. He finds his second, finds the third. Give me the kill cam. Give me the best play because I need to see it again. Dylan Rex, every single time in search to destroy, he always has a round or two where he just absolutely takes over. And he calls game with a three-piece in the final round with prediction after prediction on the positioning of the Spartans. And Omit Brooklyn go up 2-0 quick here in the grand finals.
I don't know what Dylan's eating or drinking before these search and destroys, but I need it immediately in my veins because that is outside of the 6-0 on red card. Dylan's been unbelievable in three of the last four search and destroys. He's 4-1 through 3 rounds. And then this little 1v3 moment at the end is everything. Even right here, I mean, this is a decent shutdown play. That's not the right round. I was like, he gets a lot of shots in to open up the site again for his team to work through. It's just the critical moments from Rex. Allowing the SMGs to feel free to just do whatever they want. But that little essential 1v3 behind Kitchen is just a little different.
He can't keep getting away with this kind of plays, Alan. Those are the positions that Spartan was playing on the other side for the Spartans, but really couldn't find any success so far throughout this entire map. But then Dylan Rex just not leaving his teammates out there stranded. He said, don't worry, you shoot, I'm going to shoot with you, my brother. And he finds 7 non-traded kills with 1,300 damage. Didn't need to find any success in the early first bloods because those mid-rounds are always going to go his way. Just shuts it down. Over towards that A site. It was Omit Brooklyn to start off with the first 3 rounds. Spartans respond with 3 rounds on their own, but then Omit Brooklyn with 3 rounds again in a row to close out the search and destroy. And now if you're the Spartans, you were thinking, all right, we're sitting in the grand finals. We're feeling good. We're the team that won through the top side. We're controlling the vetoes for the control. But that might not even come into play, man, because you're down 0-2. We need to start to come alive.
And more importantly, Omit Brooklyn just came off of a very fiery 3-1 win on this Vault Control in the lower finals. And really outside of the opening defense, just having a bad break off and getting absolutely rolled through the B point, they looked solid across the remaining 3 rounds that we saw. So this is a huge surprise. I mean, the Spartans they're not coming out cold. They're not like just getting gunned. They're just getting outplayed right now. And I think it's just a couple of individuals, Capsule, Craze in the first map, Rex in map number 2. They're just not losing gunfights right now.
I'm telling you, this is what's scary about this Omit Brooklyn team, because every time we watch them on the very first matchup, they always come out slow. They're not as confident, don't want to chow those aggressive one-on-one gunfights, but they go through a grueling series versus Team War before this one. They go down 0-2. They have to try to complete the reverse sweep, and everyone had a part to play in that aspect. And they're just continuing their momentum into this series, man. Royal Spartans need to wake up, and they need to do it now.
Big time. But we're going to give them a little bit of a break to get set up and hopefully get a little bit of recovery here before we jump into the Vault Control. Omit Brooklyn, though, up 2-0 here in the best of 7 grand finals. We're back with more after this. Jump it on.
Nice try.
Let's Someone said, jumping on into map 3. It's been 5 straight map wins for Omit Brooklyn. But we'll have to wait a little bit longer to make sure ping is good before we jump into the vault control. I'm Shift, that's Study. We're good-looking people. Hope you guys are enjoying. I don't know what. Dude, I'm telling you, this coffee's got me just absolutely twisted right now. I am on a different planet.
I absolutely love that, brother.
Thank you, man. I love it for me too. We don't know what's gonna happen. We're just kind of rolling with the punches right now. Biggest news: 5 straight map wins right now. All of a sudden for Omit Brooklyn after the reverse sweep from the lower finals, now stepping into this grand finals. And the vault control, I think Omit Brooklyn to be like, all right, sounds good. Like we know what we're doing here. We got a little bamboozled and fooled in our first defense versus Team War, but outside of that, everything was pretty calm, pretty collected. So you got to be feeling pretty positive about the odds and the chances here that these guys are going to come straight in and be like, all right, let's party, let's dance again.
Oh yeah, because the guns are warmed. Like they feel like they can do no wrong on the map. You can just tell by watching that search and destroy. We're taking insanely cruddy routes right through the mid hallway. Okay, we're getting shut down today. We're instantly going through underground. They can currently do no wrong in their gameplay. The Spartans just have to give them something to start to think about. They have to stand strong, potentially a shutout on the defensive side, maybe a quick 3-0 in this entire control to put the back burners on the Omit Brooklyn. Like, okay, these guys are actually here now. But they just need a spark. If the Spartans are looking for someone to make that spark, I'm definitely looking at Darkside, who had the slow start in that opening hard point. Not really the best performance at a search and destroy, just a couple pop-off moments, but a guy like that can change the game for you, especially in a map like Vault Control, where your initial breakups, you know how you're going to play it. We're playing for 4 kills before we even think about that next wave, but then just getting lost in their spawn is what this guy is really good at doing. You need him to be a nuisance, so his team stands a pretty good chance of winning this map.
I always say, too, kind of easy wordplay moment. If you're ever looking for a spark, look no further than Spart. I mean, he has often been the guy that I feel like really to step up, pop dominant. Jay, I was about to say there's no way that Omit Brooklyn get bamboozled by an opening B hit again, but this is almost an exact copy-paste of what Team War had done. The first tick at B does not fully get secured, but immediate pressure towards A does not allow any defenders to deplete it as of yet. And, well, Capsule's double. That should allow someone to step over, and Fellow will be the one to clear off the progress at B.
Yeah, but with that kind of breakup, you're expecting at least 1 second on that B point. I have nothing to show for it, and you're finally able to leave your spawn a little bit with a couple kills going your way if you are the Spartans. We got to try to extend this time. Dylan Rex with the SMG. How many times have we seen this young man just whip it out on maps like Vault, knowing that he needs to be in position to, needs to be in position to play trades on the team. But he's always finding himself in good spots with this SMG to make impactful plays.
Can't be out there saying that, Jay. There are ladies.
My bad, dog. My bad, dog.
It's all good. 25 seconds to fight 18v18. This is the real last straw here, though, for the Royal Spartans. As Fellow bouncing nades off the wall, just making sure no one's playing close. Stun does land. Lock comes to a bit of a pause, but Rex, Fellow teaming up, easy doubles. And there's just not a route available here from the Spartans. They're going to try to go alongside this back pinch, but Fellow's got the spidey sense tingling. Whoa, big gunfight win for ProLoot. That lets him to hop over back towards the B point with assistance from Gunsy, and they're going to get 1 tick here at B, maybe more to come.
Nah, just 1 tick for now, because if you are Gunsy, you know you got to get out of the play, but thankfully ProLoot strikes for a double. So even with 4 seconds remaining on a round, you still have time to extend this game a little bit longer.
Yeah.
As Capsule is forced to now make a decision, what kind of route do I want to hit? They're all over this A point. Let me go on the pinch. Can he catch the timing for a couple? Elite strikes for the one onto Spart. Turn and burn onto ProLoot. Does not matter. The round comes to a close. And I'm pretty sure that the Spartans were able to at least secure 1 segment at B and 1 segment at A. They take 2, but the round goes to Brooklyn.
Very convincing round, and again, another one of those moments you look at just the SMGs hitting long routes when they matter most, and the timing of them are perfect. It breaks down the setup towards A late, and that's win condition, baby. Really good stuff. I mean, again, I'm really impressed with how quickly this squad has developed. I think just kind of off of some of the miscues that we saw from yesterday in particular. So, Brooklyn are cooking right now, my friends. And if they can put together another offensive win after what they did and what they showed us in the lower finals, this could get ugly quick.
Oh, yeah, sometimes we always say it out on the COD can be so day-to-day. Wasn't Omit Brooklyn Day yesterday in the respawns, but so far today, After completing a reverse sweep, they can feel like they can do no wrong. They are initially losing all these gunfights through the middle of the map, though, so Spartans able to shut down their initial push. It's already 25 seconds wiped off the game clock, and Omit Brooklyn forced to hit the reset, but they're taking their time on their second approach.
Yeah, and again, just to kind of speak to it a little bit more, we talked about it. This is a team in this Royal Spartan squad that has been really proficient across really all of the control maps that we've seen. We're seeing their defensive dominance come to light here. See if they can continue on that spree. For a little bit of trouble after 5 in a row. That will allow this Brooklyn to jump on. Stop the clock at 39 seconds. Follow-up eliminations are also going to be there. Spartan trouble, stuns, nades, spam fire from below. Actually going to tag, but the retake down low is going to work out, at least for a small time, as that A segment is going to be largely depleted.
You need a couple gunfight wins to continue to go your way. Dark Side again having a slow start in this respawn at a 3 and 8. Need to try to find some impactful routes here. All over towards the pitch. Catches the timing, or does he? Because Capsule is way too good with the movement to show they're good enough for the kill. Locks in that first segment. Pretty much the second one should be guaranteed. Dylan Rex is going to create an extra layer to allow that to happen. But time is seemingly going to be extended. But with Gunsy finding that double, Spartans aren't going to give it up.
Yeah, and there's no reason to. They're still hanging. They're still chilling. They're still fighting. And Fellow, ooh, double. They don't get that last little bit of progress. Not fully. Oh, finally, someone's able to step on to get the extra 60 seconds. Okay. For a moment there, it looked a little too scary. A little too close for comfort, but we're hanging. We're chilling. We're dealing with it. And can there be more to follow beyond this?
Uh-oh.
Because, yeah, here we go. Open up space through middle of the map. This could lead to that play to start to open up through street. You do get Spart up top towards Art, so maybe a chance to at least hold this off for now, but the kills in the middle of the map are starting to work on this extension. Here we go.
Oh, both the SMGs find success in their gunfights. Dylan Rex from the front side finds the third, and Craze strikes for the fourth. Now the only player unaccounted for is sitting top Mart, but Capsule with the movement secures that position. First segment locked, the double stack good enough. This is going to be 2-0 in favor of Brooklyn.
Wow, Jay. I mean, holy cow. What are we talking about? Omit Brooklyn look brand spanking new, fresh out the box. 2-0 up, and now after we talked kind of a little bit about how, you know, the Search and Destroy wasn't necessarily a must-win for the side of the Spartans, this control, if they lose this one, this series might just be over. Like, I just don't know how you pull back 4 in a row with the bits shooting like this.
That's the biggest thing, man. That's truly been the difference of this entire series so far, is the gun skill on the side of Omit Brooklyn. They're just winning a majority of their one-on-one gunfights. The playmakers are making plays after they win those one-on-one gunfights. On the other side for the Spartans, their playmakers are getting isolated and shut down. Darkside again. Talked about it. 3 and 8 start in the previous round. You end that round 4 and 14. You need him to start to come alive. And he's just not having a good time. Sometimes it's just nothing that you can do to try to change your gameplay. You can just tell by that nade hitting him right in the forehead off the rip.
6 in a row for Caps. Trouble here. Gets the beat down. And wow, if he shuts down Darkside right there, yeah, I don't know. But not done yet are the Spartans. 25.25. Craze. A little bit of trouble here. Getting a little bit of a workout from Gunsy and Dark. That's enough for them to combine for individual kills. And that'll be a first tick. And a double stack still in play here around A.
It might be a second segment guaranteed. We can continuously just trade it on out. Gunsy goes 1 for 1. Second segment locked. I'm pretty sure there's only still one person on the point, so you're giving opportunities for Brooklyn to work their way back on in, but Darkside starting to get activated. Here we go, on 5 in a row. This is the young man I was waiting to see. Let's take a little space to White Art, though, because we got to go to that position. We can't just trap ourselves on a point. Time is extended, but that's a misplay there from Dark.
Yeah, sure is, and this is going to put a lot of pressure onto how they continue to play through this, if at all. Even exchange around the backside over towards P4. 20 plays 17. Offense working with some mid-map pressure. Omit trying to deal with that touch. And wow, Craze was in a 1v2 off map. And he takes one. Trades there from Capsule, and Fellow almost clears off one of the remaining members. But now you got to come back over to the point. Nice angle from Dark. Shuts down one of the defenders, but the pinch is on the way. Craze able to push them off the zone. Can he find the second elimination? Not quite. In a little bit of trouble here after the cars explode, but stays alive.
Yeah, he's moving. He's moving and grooving. He's just going to worm his way up through the side of palms. The information is gained that he's in that position, but I'm right on out. Slide back over to Vault. Give me that freebie onto Dark Side, and I'm instantly out of the play. And I'm going to start to work this pinch. He's been having a fantastic series so far, just getting out, finessing with his life. Comes up behind another player. Give me the two-piece. Young Craze is activated.
I don't know, man. He's just shooting.
Oh, my God.
Wow, little pop-up jumper. Secures the headshot on the Gunzy, 5 in a row, and then he lines up enough damage for the collateral, or team collateral shots to come out. Spartans still fighting, though, staving off some of this pressure on their spawn. Still a lot of time on the clock here, and it looks like Rex will respect that, back off, and just play this one out 10v8.
It might be a lot of time, but not really a lot of opportunities for the Spartans to have on the rest of this round. They need to find a couple kills in sync, at least Prolute and Sparty find a double. So you can work your way up through B Street, but we need some vault control, and Craze is here to not give it to you.
Yeah. Hellstorm just going to call it in here. 26 seconds on the clock, 8v6. The development of the play coming, but it's coming really slowly. Rex gets shut down, though. Craze inside a vault. Slide from Prolute, shut down. No follow-up immediately onto Craze's position. And now, if he can find timing, he may be able to pinch the play.
This is
wow, again,
man.
What a heads-up route here. 6v5, you're in the last couple of seconds. Looks like Prolute may have gotten a read, or has he? Long-range shots from Craze are good. Shots from the low ground. Pushes him off, but it's just the one member on. It's only Dark Side on the point. You find that kill, you likely win the round, and there it is. Every single elimination coming through. No chance to touch it. Omit Brooklyn 3-0 in the control, and are 3-0 up in the grand finals.
Oh, this one might be over with, Allen. Like, these guys can do no wrong. Every single time they're in one-on-one gunfights, even if it's one-on-three gunfight, like, they're still walking away with a majority of those kills because you got playmakers like this young man here. I've been teaching this guy Call of Duty ever since he was 13. Finally, he's almost on the path to becoming pro, but every time you have a performance like this, you make me smile, kid. You are playing out of your mind right now in this grand finals for your team to be up 3-0. And the Spartans just really haven't found anything yet in this series, man. It's going to be tough to try to come back 4 maps in a row now.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, they've had nothing going their way. Not good news here if you're a Spartans fan. A lot of work to be done to try to get this thing back into the realm of possibility. That's the first thing to say. Just a possibility at this. What an unbelievable display this has been for Omit Brooklyn. Again, we have not seen them play like this at all. I mean, except for when they were in groups. That's about it.
Yeah. Even if you think about the last stage, like with this Omit Brooklyn roster when they had Lunars and Neptune, once they hit that playoff side, they were just a completely different team, man. Like, they understand what it's like to go through basically the practice rounds of the bracket play to guarantee themselves into playoffs and then truly lock in when they get to this part of the tournament.
Yeah.
They obviously fell short in winners round 1. You have been through the gauntlet of the loser bracket. Have only been tested one time in a Mat 5, and you were able to walk away victorious there in a reverse sweep fashion. And now you're up 3-0 here in the grand finals for potentially Omit Brooklyn as an organization to go back-to-back in the Elite. The same thing that Notorious did on the EU side.
Exactly,
going back-to-back. They just need one more map, and Skyline, sitting at map number 4, might be the perfect one to do it.
No, I mean, again, just kind of looking at how this Omit team has played, if the SMGs can continue to run and gun like this, it very well may just be done here, Jay. I mean,
yeah.
You're absolutely right. Like, flat out, this has been as comfortable as we've seen. Period. I don't really know what else to say. That it's just period. That's it. So, dangerous moments starting to brew here as we get a little bit closer and closer towards a potential finish to this series. And I all I can do is sit here and shake my head. It's just like, how is this team playing this well right now? Like, we just have not seen the likes of this to this point.
It's just sometimes COD can be so day-to-day, Alan. You start your day off not really playing well, but then in the middle of your day, you find a reverse sweep the way that you did. You just think, like, nothing can stop us. We have faced every ounce of adversity we could have faced today, and we were able to prevail and come out on top of it. Now you make it to the grand finals. There's only one map standing in the way of potentially going back-to-back as an organization here in the Elite. And they did play this map early on versus Team War. It had a bunch of hiccups, especially around that P2 to P4. Those are the two hard points they're going to put a lot of focus on here. And with the way that they're shooting, Spartans better be able to match that energy.
I mean, you have to have it. Legitimately, you just have to. Well, we know what's at stake. And it looks like we're going to have a lobby reset. I don't know if we can we bring back up the prize pool graphic by chance, now that we're kind of dealing with championship point. Here's the breakdown of what has already kind of occurred. Team War have secured 10K. But this is, in all intents and purposes, an $8,000 match of COD coming up. And 24 grand for first is nothing to scoff at. This has been, again, one of those you look and say, okay, you know, this is where you really set yourself up for the year in certain regards. And if you can find a way to secure this, boy, I'll tell you, it's going to feel mighty nice in the bank account.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's going to be feeling real good. Obviously, we take a look at the maps and modes again. We only might potentially need one more. That Skyline HP circled here for Omit Brooklyn to try to get a clean sweep here in the grand finals. They don't even want to test the waters in the attempt to get over to the red card S&E because they got 6-0'd earlier on it. They just want to try to end the series right here, right now on the Skyline. I think the only one that can contest them from allowing that to happen is Darkside, man. 2 respawns now where he just really hasn't been impactful with that SMG.
No,
you need him to come alive more than ever on a map like Skyline, where he's basically going to be the guy setting the tone. You have to have a good map here if you're Darkside to try to extend this series.
See if you can provide it. But at the moment, it is Omit Brooklyn in a very dominant and comfortable spot. The only thing you can really kind of throw around if you want to try to play the opposite end of the card here is that Omit Brooklyn have often at times, when they're in the driving seat, let off the gas a touch. Now, that's usually in individual maps, though. I haven't really seen them do that in any series. Not like when they're up this big. So, take that for what you will, friends, as we get ready to go here and continue forward. Skyline Hardpoint, 3-0 up in the series. Omit Brooklyn in this best of 7. Has to be a reverse sweep here for the Royal Spartans, and it has to start now.
It has to start literally right now, my friend. The Spartans need to come out swinging out of the gates. They need to try to punch Omit Brooklyn right in the mouth. You need Darkside to get activated. You're winning all the initial gunfights, already able to flip those spawns on its head. Just soak up time here at P1.
But again, these are routes that we've seen Omit Brooklyn do in the past, where they're just going to go all the way around. They're going to be happy to give you the first 15 seconds, and then they're going to pounce on you as soon as they're in the proper positions. This is so much better from Omit Brooklyn than we'd seen in the opening stages of the playoffs last week in particular, when they got beat, had to drop to the lower bracket, but now find themselves up major. And Rex is off to a 5-0 start. Again, there have been moments of this season where he's been quiet, but the last 2 days, he's been unbelievable.
He's been popping off for the Omit Brooklyn squad, and single-handedly there, he's able to find 3 when his teammates go 3 dead off the breaks and still maintain this side of the map. So he's trying to add to the tally of the flawless start to this game. Looking for number 6. Is able to find it off the Sparty. Teammates still holding down the cuts over towards Kitchen. And the game cannot get any easier right now for Omit Brooklyn.
No, it really can't. This is about as calm and collected as it could possibly be.
Hello.
Yeah, Rex. Oh my goodness, an 8-0 start. Finally put to rest, but at what cost? I mean, sheesh. That's pretty much all you can say.
Need a break here if you are the Spartans, though. Thankfully, Spart was able to play his life towards the backside. So you give your teammates an opportunity as him and Pro Luke combine for 6 in a row. So find the break here at P2 for the final 20 to 25 seconds. Basically tie this game on up. Omit Brooklyn not willing to give up all this space for free, so they're going to somewhat try to contest it here at O, but Spart now on 5 in a row, and you see he's still getting a lot of score off of the hill time. Is coming really close to that Hellstorm.
Yep. That elimination helps as well. Now over for the objective kill. There we go. Earns it. 7 in a row. Can't get the trophy system down, though. So again, the edge is still narrow, but Omit Brooklyn are in the lead. Fighting over the top of Kitchen, though we go. Dark only able to find one before falling. Help at a far from Spart. will get us now into you take your corner, we'll take ours, and let's just dive onto the hill at each other.
And this is where Omit Brooklyn need to show a couple of upgrades in their gameplay, because the P3 to P4 was the issue versus Team War. You can already see it's being an issue in this map. They lose those 2 initial gunfights. The last 2 players have to stay alive towards the backside of Cabo. Here comes Darkside on the pinch. You're not going to be able to read this, or are you? Capsule has gotten the better of him in multiple one-on-one gunfights throughout this entire series. And that's such a big one to potentially secure the spawns with Cray still in the right position.
Yeah, Prolude is still in a spot bottom bedroom, though, to go a bit undiscovered. That stun may have landed, though. But still hiding in the corner. Here we go. Now they know Prolude's in the play. Cray's shower back over towards the closet. Not a good opening look. Semtex should get some space. That tags. Can't find the kill, but his teammates have cleaned up over towards the opposite extension, and then they teamwork out beautifully into secret. Omit Brooklyn in firm control of P4.
Yeah, firm control. All of the Spartans spawning over towards Hinter's side. They do find a big opening kill, though, on Tatello. He's going to spawn in towards the back. You're investing the Hellstorm, and unfortunately, Capsule is going to fall off the map. But you need to win these trades, because right now in the position that Dylan's in, he's still going to allow his teammates to spawn towards the backside of this P4. Guns, he was just waiting for his teammates eventually to get into the play, but it might not play a part.
Yeah, Capsule's getting a read on the backside and play. Now, he wasn't expecting all 3 players to be there, though, and that's this snowball from the back door from the Spartans gets them to within about 10 points now as we jump back over to P1. Gunzy shutting down the initial play over towards the top side at P2, plus the elimination on the hard point. Okay, an opportunity here for the Spartans to get back into control.
Yeah, Gunzy just roaming around P2, secures the pawns for his teams. He knows the pressure's going to be over towards bedroom. Let me get my trophy down to try to keep you alive, but his teammates now drop everywhere around him. Now you're all spawning across the map. Gunzy forced to make a very difficult play, and he gets sniffed on out. Omit Brooklyn with a clean 4 dead. Leads to a clean break here at P1.
This feels a little uncharacteristic for the Spartans. They're just getting caught on individual gunfights before they're actually able to hit the go button on some of these break attempts. A couple of here, a couple of there, but it's just these 4v3s that we continue to see from Omit Brooklyn when they're already in control of the favored side or in the hard point are allowing them to continually stack up 20 seconds, 30 seconds. A couple of bounce backs from the Spartans, but they have yet to actually win a full-on rotation, it feels like, and that's not going to change here as we head over to P2.
Not at all. Final 5 seconds of this P1 time. All the power positions currently held by Omit Brooklyn. You have your crosses being covered. You're already finding the initial kills off the rotation, so it's only going to make your approach a lot easier. But if you're Capsule, that's an Eagle child and a half. You can't afford those gunfights, but at least you still have the spawns to instantly work your way back on in.
Oh, my.
Another clean 4 dead. Spartans just can't find anything.
Yeah. And now you've got Rex locking down one side. You've got Craze on the other. Pivot players inside the hard point, but... Okay, now we got to come back to the play. Capsule, good hops over the top of the pool, trying to get back over to save the spawns. There's still 30 seconds remaining. Whoa, nice snap onto Prolude. Excuse me? It's a little mini reaction flick right there, works out. And now Rex will make sure the hard point at least stays contested. He gets the read as well, bottom towards Piano. I mean, again, Omit just doing no wrong, find themselves up 70 points.
Yep, they're just flying and frying, man. As simple as that. Everyone's picking up an SMG to have a little bit more fun. They've been outclassing them every single map so far in this series. Up by 70. Royal Spartans need to be able to stop the bleeding. Has to start here at P3, but none of the gunfights going their way. 2-2 split. Omit Brooklyn are already here, and they find every kill.
Yeah, there's been some joke gunfights from Rex's POV. He is just destroying players. Laser beams out of that Jackal. And it's getting real ugly here, Jay. I mean, you look to the other side, and Gunzy just cannot get anything going. Neither can Darkside. And those are the 2 players you kind of look to kind of be your pop-off players, and it's just not happening. As Craze goes from 1 kill to another. Fellow's on 5. Craze is on 3. The team streaks continue to stack up until finally Gunzy gets a double, and that will allow the Spartans to get in with 23 seconds to fight.
Yeah, they need all this time. They need one wave of kills after they get this time to flip the spawn and try to chain it over towards P2, P4. That's the only way you're going to get back into this game. Need these kills to go your way, and you're not winning the trade fight, so the spawn's still going to be in favor of Omit Brooklyn. They win another rotation to the money hill and have an opportunity to close it out here at P4.
Sure do. Capsule open up the hard point. Rex up top stun. Just has to play his life. Snade's pushing him out. Good movement to stay alive, and now help is on the way. And that is just so brilliant. Fellow also locking things down around the back. Rex not quite able to finish off onto Spart. That should block the spawns, or does it? Fellow actually spawns with Rex right inside a bottom bedroom because there's nowhere else for them to spawn. The Spartans were hitting over through kitchen, through pool, and they had a player in the back, so they spawn essentially on the hard point. Prey's dealing with some of the players from the front. The break is in, but that was still an extra 30 seconds going the way of Omit Brooklyn.
Yeah, now the Spartans down by 100 need to start playing some perfect Call of Duty from this point on. Only 23 seconds that Omit Brooklyn need to be victorious here in Elite Stage 2. Gonna give it one more crack of a break here at P4. They know where the player is in towards the hard point. The nade good enough to at least get him out for now. But they have them trapped towards the backside of this hard point. Royal Spartans aren't gonna have any breathing room to even get over towards P1 early. Another rotation won by Omit.
Yep. At least for P2. We still have negotiation of 60 seconds to go, but oh gosh. 3 for 1. Gunzy dealt with. And this will put the game out of reach. What a series from Omit Brooklyn. They've won 6 maps in a row. Looking for 7 maps in a row with a 4-0 sweep here in the grand finals. And Caps just making a montage up top. Craze is on 5. That will do it. Omit Brooklyn may have lost Lunars. They may have lost Neptune, but they still put together another championship roster, but this time with the cinema of doing it all the way from lower round 1. Unprecedented.
Hey, man, big congrats to Omit Brooklyn, man. The way that they started off today, I thought it was going to be a quick day of Call of Duty for them. But they did it in a reverse sweep Bastion versus Team War and didn't lose a map ever since then. 7 straight map wins in a row for Omit Brooklyn as a squad, as they are your winners here of Elite Stage 2 as an organization. They go back-to-back just like Team Notorious from the EU side. Team Notorious did with their same roster though that they did in Stage 1. This one a little bit different. 2 players called up to the big leagues and 2 players having to fill those gaps. But Dylan Rex had his moments. Capsule was their standout player throughout this entire Elite. And then Craze, for me, was their MVP of that final, man. What a series right there from Omit Brooklyn.
Jaw, meat, floor. Literally just smacking that ass, smacking that ass. 4-0. I mean, it's just, at what point do we look at, you know, the Challengers ecosystem and just, you know, the CDL just needs to go into Rafi's DMs and be like, you want to just manage a CDL team? Because, like, this guy, he wins, brother. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, he gets to grand finals routinely throughout last year's Challengers events. Here, it's just 2 straight Challengers leads with 2 different rosters. I think the stat still holds. Like, Omit players have been picked up by CDL teams more than any other Challengers org in the past, and I think the only one that
like
comes
20
close
plus
to that, the only one that comes close to that would be like Team War from like back during Black Ops 4 up until, you know, Modern Warfare 2. But wow, this has been impressive, and you really have to tip it. This has been a really successful run from it.
Oh, yeah, without question, man. A successful run for Omit in Stage 1, a successful run for Omit Brooklyn in Stage 2. They go back-to-back here in the grand final. As we take a look at the maps and modes again, even though the score, at least in that map number 1, seemed a little bit closer. Omit Brooklyn were in control from start to finish. The S&D was 3 rounds, 1 raid for 3 rounds, another, and then 3 rounds from Omit Brooklyn to close it out. Dominant in the control and dominant in the skyline. It's just like they felt like they could do no wrong. Like, I'm telling you, Alan, just that one reverse sweep versus Team War where their backs were against the wall, when their adversity was being truly tested,